And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Laughing like children, living like lovers, and I guess that's why they call it the blues. Oh, I miss Chad. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Oh, what a terrible day in court. I can't believe they found me guilty. I really thought I was like the Aaron Brockovich of all attorneys. I thought I was better than Lindsay Blake and Trina Kay. I thought I had it going on. I was so sure. I was so sure they were going to come back and it was going to be not guilty, even though Trina Kay went over an hour and 40 minutes and I only went 16 minutes. Somehow, when I put my little finger down on the podium there in my closing, when I said, I did not do this. This was a family tragedy. I thought the superpowers were going to start floating in the air toward the jurors, and it was going to cling on to them like a freaking parasite. You know, like that demon that I willingly let in, I thought the jurors, there was a couple of men in there that wanted to have sex with me. I really believed that. But then, when they found me guilty, they had the audacity. They had the audacity to say that there was going to be a aggravation phase. And just like in Idaho, I didn't want to bother myself with medical examiner photos of my dead children that I murdered. I didn't want to be part of this aggravation phase, so I just stipulated. I must be a dumbass, really, because when I stipulate, it's on a legal record, and guess what? Man's law overcame my celestial translated shit. Oh my gosh. I just can't believe it. And now I'm stuck here in Arizona until Brandon Boudreaux's trial and all that stuff. It makes me so mad. What is it? What part of that did they not understand? I know I was guilty, but I'm so good at lying, and I'm so good at being the chameleon. And I just let myself down, and I didn't want them to see just how freaking evil and diabolical I was. That's why I got out of the aggravation phase. Folks, I'm going to celebrate tonight, and I hope you're going to celebrate right with me. Think about everything we've had to damn deal with this freaking hooker. Think about everything she's done to that family, to innocent victims. She can kiss my country ass. I'm telling you, the woman got exactly what she deserved. And that's her damn ass nailed to the wall in Arizona. You better believe it. All right. Skit idea, KJ. Do the whole thing in the voice of a 2-year-old. Ma, what is a beach, ma? Beach, ma. All right, y'all. You think I'm going to partake of some 12-year-old bourbon that cost me some good money? I'm going back here. We're going to the side porch where I feel so comfortable. And we're going to talk about this today, y'all. This all that went on. Again, KJ was wrong. It didn't come back at 2 o'clock Tennessee time. But it did come back today. And it did happen after lunch. So in some ways, Oh, KJ had it right. And I'm sure many of y'all knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You knew it. Just Me says, I drank Captain Morgan and Coke. Oh, Leanne Forsberg says, nice, the fountain. Will she get the death penalty, says Wish Dream Wish. No, she won't. It's 25 years to life. And because she stipulated today, what a dumb, stupid ass thing. She would trade that in just so she won't have to look bad. There were 2 witnesses that the state was going to call, and I guarantee you, once we talk about it, it could have very well been Kay Woodcock, y'all. I believe it was Kay Woodcock and one of the law enforcement people. I mean, you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Hello, Kathy Mama Bear, Vivian Lundgren, Leanne Forsberg, Stacy Santa Maria says, I cried for Kobe. Let's see what that says. Some of the jurors found out about the children. Some said when they got on the bus, they were going to Google her. They will be in a shock. You damn right, Stacy Santa Maria. Who else we got in here? We got Sis, you should have been a detective, and I'm going to tell you what else, Sis. You're a hero, Sis, for all you have done for Cresha K. Easton of Difficult Research. Look into these eyes right here. I know I'm damn tired as hell. I'm an old damn woman, but I'll tell you one thing right now, Donna. You have damn rocked. You have been the bridge. You have been so good at your questions, your comments. You are absolutely very, very valuable for any YouTube channel. And I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Donna. Brad Joe says, justice for Charles, finally. Jill Schneider says, I'm positive one of them was Kay. Yes, Jill. And I'm sure by now, y'all have watched Kay and Charles's brother, Jerry, get out there along with their other sister who didn't speak. And I'd love to hear from her. I hadn't heard a whole lot from her. I mean, but Kay, I'm telling you what, y'all. When she got up there after the verdict and went down there and talked to the media and everything, and she talked about that Lori needed to learn how to have a woman's voice. Oh my God, I nearly fell out of my chair. It was incredible, y'all. Kay Woodcock was sitting there at the mic when the media let her know that, yes, she already knew that Lori had a hard time on cross-examination, but when she started hearing about these jurors wanting to hug Kay and all of the good well wishes and love and support, folks, this is what the devil, however you want to say it, didn't account for. Let me tell y'all something. There's been more love, more commitment, more responsibility, more support for the innocent, the victim's family members and all. And I'll tell you what, evil does not want any part of that. I'm telling you, it's like freaking Luke Skywalker with his dang saber, y'all. Kay Woodcock, her family, y'all, I'm so proud of her. Vicky McNutt says, that was funny, KJ. Vivian Lundgren says, Kay was awesome. Just Me says, absolutely 100% love always wins. And Jerry Vallow brought that up in the news conference after the guilty verdict. Y'all, I'm so happy for that family. I'm happy for Kay and Larry and Cresha. And I'm especially for Cresha. I think it's probably going to take her a couple of days to let it all sink in. But you know what's going to happen? A freaking Louisiana hurricane's about to occur with Cresha K. Easton. She's going to take this trial, and she is going to let everybody know what it is that her agenda is. And Cresha's agenda is always going to be truth, love, and love always wins. Jerry's final comment was great. We got that bitch again, says Kathy Mama Bear. You dang Skippy. You know, what? The media's going to leave the word bitch out? When people can watch commercials with half-naked men and women on them, let's buy the Blue Chew. Let's get that wiener nice and stiff. Come on, y'all. Vicky McNutt says, so glad Charles finally has justice. Roman King didn't say anything good or it would have never got deleted. I'll tell you what, if anybody wants to come on here and absolutely join in the conversation, you don't have to agree with me or anyone on here, but don't be a freaking asshole. You're welcome here. You're welcome. I wonder if her fellow prisoners cheered for her when she got back to the jail tonight, says Jill. Well, I'll tell you this, Jill. I don't know about that, but I'll tell you, when she talks about being a minister to women and helping women along in their legal struggles, she didn't do shit for herself, did she? Did she damn help herself at all? At least if she would have had a freaking attorney, she still would have been convicted, in my view. She would have been convicted. Hello, Justice Jane. Mary Undoer of Knots, Section 8, shout out. Levere Brenda says, my heart went out to Crescia today. Let me tell you something. How many channels, how many platforms, and we're talking millions upon millions, and you are sitting on Crescia K. Easton's difficult research when she gets the news, and she's breaking down crying. She didn't have to share that. And it was probably a vulnerable moment for her. But she shared it because she wants people to understand what love really is. That's her agenda. Crescia's always been about love. Pure and simple. Yeah, Leanne Forsberg, I'm out here on the side porch and I've got my fountain. Maybe it'll calm me down. I'm so happy, y'all. I'm happy for the family. I'm happy that whether Lori wants to live in her delusion and pretend that, well, I stipulated because they're all wrong and all I'm thinking about are my appeals, and all of y'all that have been talking about these rumors about a juror said something or anything, how about this? Try this on for size. I am sick and damn tired of the jurors and other people connected in some distant way trying to make a living off a tragedy. We're not talking about the immediate family. We're not talking about Crescia. We're talking about people, and I guarantee you, I could sit down and write a list. These jurors are saying things that they shouldn't be saying. They should have gotten a talk from the judge saying, hey, I've done everything I can as a judge to be as neutral of an arbiter of justice as I can. I want a fair trial. The state wants a fair trial. The defendant is saying she wants a fair trial, but Lori never wanted a fair trial. She wanted hearsay. She wanted all these things that were against the rules, and that's what liars do. That's what demons do when they're in the freaking corner. You know, KJ, I think they shot Charles when he walked through the door. Lori and Alex knew they couldn't take Charles on, and I think that's why they killed the kids. Vicky McNutt, just remember this. There wasn't any blood as he walked in the doorway. There was no blood leading to where the EMS found him and all of that. I believe the state of Arizona proved their case. And I also want to attach to that those 2 phone calls that Alex made, y'all, it's making sense to me. The first call he gave her, these are my opinions. He said, I've shot him, but he ain't dying. And we got the medical examiner on the stand saying it would have took a few minutes, a couple of minutes at least. He could talk. He could move. And I think Alex called Lori back and Lori told him, shoot him again. That's my opinion. That's what I think. She wanted to confront people who wronged her, says Cindy Arnold. Yeah, some people are absolutely going down this line of thinking that it was never about she was going to prove to the world how smart she was, the narcissistic, demon-possessed pussy that she is. And maybe I should say pussycat, right? Would that make y'all feel better? Huh? But anyway, that makes a lot of sense. But then again, how about this? If she really thought she was innocent, why not do what she did in Idaho? I know she didn't have a good outcome in Idaho, and the reason for that was there's just too much damn evidence. Y'all, this case was circumstantial, and I'm proud of those jurors to see past her bullshit. I'm so proud of them. And they're going, they saw what they saw in those medical examiner pictures and all that. Folks, they're going to have trauma just like any high-profile trial where these jurors have to go through this, and maybe some have to seek therapy or whatever. But when they hear Charles Vallow's body cam, and to this day, y'all, from here on out, look at me, I'm talking to you, I'm madder than hell that the state of Arizona could not include that. I'm mad. But when they hear it, it's going to take away some of that trauma for them. That's my opinion. Jill Schneider says she was just digging into their business, asking about if they were related by marriage, Serena and Christina, asking what everyone said about her, etc. Do you think you, Jill Schneider, being a level-headed, common-sense woman, and there were 2 women on the jury, 10 men. Does that have anything to do with the guilty verdict? I'll say that it was clear as crystal, because any one of those 10 men would have been drawn into that damn black hole of her thinking, getting some vibes from her that make them feel tingly and sexual and all that shit. Y'all, it happens. But they stood tall. And folks, if you really want to know the resounding effect of that jury verdict, go back. Now do it for KJ, all right? Go back and listen to them poll the jury. Listen to the voices of those jurors when they say yes. I want you to do it. If you'll do that, we could have some further discussion on the fair trial nature of it all. And for people putting out here about jurors or saying things they shouldn't say or this or that, that's fine. Rumors are rumors, and we need to understand that. But y'all, think about this. How many of us got upset after the verdicts in Idaho and we were so concerned with Lori filing appeals? You know, and I know, that whether they're guilty or not, whether they plead guilty, well, she didn't, but just for sake of argument, there's always a 30-day appeal. It's written in the law. And she did it, and all of us were... I even did a video where I was like, fuck, forget her. Forget her. She wants to appeal this on these grounds. Remember, we talked about it. Beach Bum, I'm calling you out, Beach Bum. You've done an incredible job on Crescia K. Easton of Difficult Research. Pure and simple. You have given of yourself. You have given the strength of a absolutely beautiful, beautiful person. It's hard to come up with those adjectives about you, Beach Bum, and I'm trying. I was concerned until Trina's rebuttal. That sealed it for her. I'm telling you. Think about what this Trina K... And they can't talk to the press right now. They got an upcoming trial with Brandon. So, It's going to be interesting after all of that, and I'm just going to tell you, y'all, I was wrong. It didn't come in at 2 o'clock this afternoon in Tennessee, but it did happen after lunch. I'm repeating that because I'm telling you, I was somewhat right, but I'm going to give you another prediction. You ready? Are you ready for a prediction? Lori's going to plead guilty to Brandon Boudreaux. If she will stipulate, and I got it right here, if she will stipulate in the Charles Vallow conspiracy to commit murder conviction, she will absolutely. You know why she stipulated? Because she couldn't stand it, that it was going to come out what she did to these victims, what she did to Charles, who was innocent. It's no different than when she didn't want to see the pictures of her dead children. Just think about that. That shows you the slimy, slithering, venomous nature of the evil, diabolical nature of Lori Daybell. Y'all think about that name. It's going to be studied. Lori Daybell. When you hear that word, and you know what? I'm just going to add this on top of it all. Janice and Barry ought to be real proud. They're right there to support their daughter. Give me a break. So she stipulated to this, and I want y'all to hear me on this, because I'm pissed off. I'm happy, I'm celebrating, but I'm pissed off that she wouldn't allow the aggravation phase. We needed to see it. We needed to see that hooker do that. But what she didn't understand is she thought, well, I'll just stipulate, then I ain't got to deal with it. She had to sit there in open court and stipulate to it was dangerous because of the use of a gun. She said yes. She said it in open court. And I don't care if people want to say, well, she just said yes, whatever. But she didn't really believe it. The folks, she got put on her knees to that judge when she stipulated it was dangerous because of the use of the gun. And y'all, most importantly, she said in open court yes to having an accomplice. Think about what she had to, in open court, man's law, right there. It does not matter. It does not matter if she understood what stipulation meant. She should have known, and she had that stupid-ass advisory Daybell team behind her telling her not to do it, but obviously she's going to stipulate to it because that's what Lori does. She causes all the pain, the suffering, the damage, and then she don't want to be freaking held responsible, but man's law has made her responsible in Idaho, now in Arizona, and I'll tell you what, when they bring into the courtroom a video, and it will be shown, of her and Chad going in and out of that freaking storage unit, and Alex and her, and all that bullshit, she is damn screwed. That's why I think that she's going to plead guilty, because she's going to get the evidence. And do you think the state of Arizona is going to play ball with her and say, okay, plead guilty, no limits on penalties or nothing? Make them look good. What efficiency? We're not spending more monies on a trial. And folks, really, when it comes down to it, some would say, oh, Brandon deserves his justice in a trial. Well, if she pleads guilty, what better way to prove to the world, and she's got to deal with it, whether she lives in her delusion or not, that she pled guilty to what happened with Brandon Boudreaux on a conspiracy to commit attempted murder. So she did. She stood up in open court. She thinks that they don't understand this. that we don't understand this. But it was a dangerous, because of the use of a gun. There was accomplice. And finally, how about this? Try this on for size. She had to admit it in court that the emotional, physical, and financial hardship to the victim, which was Charles Vallow, and his family, and she says absolutely. But you know why she said absolutely instead of yes on the other two things that were aggravating? Because in her mind, yes, it was financially awful. Because I thought I wanted Chad, and I thought if I got $1 million, that would be just like, you know, that was what Charles was worth. That's why I had him killed. But it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. And so, yes, it was a financial hardship on me. Give me a break. You heard her in her 16-minute closing statement talking about the adult children and her 2 at home and all that bullshit. It was always about her traveling, doing whatever the hell she wanted to do. Charles gave her a life that me, you, nobody, well, not nobody, because there's other people out in the world that I don't know nothing about, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He gave her everything that he could. And when a man is willing to give a woman everything he has, and a woman gives a man everything that she has, that's called love. But in this case, he gave it all. She was a taker. He was a giver. And there you go. And I feel so bad about the situation, but you know what? Every time I think about the fact that she ruined and murdered him and destroyed their family and all of that, killed their child, all these things, I think about what Krisha said earlier today. I think about it. And I want to do it right now, y'all. This is a Tennessee shot glass. I'm going to have a toast to Krisha. I want all y'all to know that I don't usually broadcast this stuff, but I'm going to absolutely do this shot for Krisha K. Easton of Difficult Research, because she's a better person than old KJ. You ready? Alright, y'all. I don't care. I do not care what anyone thinks. You know why I don't care? Because we're dealing with all this evil ass shit in the world, and by God, if my behavior is wrong or you think it's stupid or whatever you think, that is so beneath what we're talking about here. She truly thought she could seduce the jury with her no sexy. Hey, did you hear Kay talk about her little voice, her little girl voice, and how she needed to have a voice of a woman? And the whole world got to hear Kay Woodcock demonstrate. Kay Woodcock demonstrated the voice of a real woman. There you go. There it is. All right, so back to this. She wants out of here to get dental work done at the dentist in Pocatello. They're going to start pulling them here. She can't talk sideways forever. JoJo, they ain't got maintenance on veneers. I mean, she's got all her shit as fake as hell. And I'll tell you what, you want to know what a demon will do to a woman? Look in her face. Look in her eyes. The eyes are the mirror to the soul. But did you see her? Did you see her in her eyes at all during this trial? And that's so unfortunate. Because Kay Woodcock said after conviction in her news conference, all we saw was the back of her head. Jerry Vallow said all we saw was the back of her head. Folks, that's not what anyone who's trying to gain some understanding needs to look at. They need to look a person in the eye. And you know what? What brings my heart overflowing is when Kay said, when Brandon Boudreaux's done, then that will be the end of what, y'all? Her book. And I believe Kay Woodcock will come out with a book. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy several copies of it. If Cresha ever has a book, y'all, I'll give everyone that Wayne knows through corporate or any of these job sites, any of these clients that fly in their airplanes and everything to the job site because they have an airfield by their house. I'll send every damn one of them a copy of Kay Woodcock or Krisha K. Easton's book as a Christmas gift. You better believe it, y'all. I'm happy, y'all. I'm happy. I know I go from one way to the other, but the bottom line is it's just the way it is, y'all. It's just the way it is. I would buy Kay's book and send one to everyone I know if she writes one, says Kathy Mama Bear. And I know you would. So, how many of y'all want to, okay, Jay, take this shot. Put a 1 in the comment. Put a 1 in the comment, because this is a shot for Cresha K. Easton of Difficult Research. I want you to put that 1 in there. If you can put that 1 in there, I'm going to do it to it. Look, Carrie Ann's got multiple 1s in there. Carrie Ann's going to put a 1 in there for those that don't put a 1 in there. Y'all ready? I want y'all to look at my face when I drink this. It's going to be so nasty. This 12-year-old stuff, y'all, it's so dry and woody, but I'm going to do it. You ready? This is the way it goes, y'all. Okay, here we go. And never, ever drink expensive bourbon without a Coca-Cola in a glass bottle, okay? Don't do it. Don't chase it with nothing else. It's got to be a glass bottle Coke, y'all. Ready? And I always have to wet my lips and everything. Woo-wee! Woo! No, CSI. It can't be Pepsi. It's got to be Coca-Cola in a glass bottle. Hey, let me tell you what, Carrie Ann. I can throw some parties. I mean, I'm talking about the full setup. Y'all have seen it. Y'all remember the burning of the effigy of Lori? Y'all, I'm talking about I get the full meal deal. I got fireworks. I got the whole damn 9 yards. But it takes a lot of planning. And the planning of a party is almost like showing the affection that I have for the people that I invite. Just Me says I don't like whiskey. Well, this is bourbon. Okay, this is bourbon. C-Mac says, KJ Deere heard that juror who had white hair with a blue shirt interviewed by East Idaho News. Juror said he heard Lori Daybell had 3 life sentences. Heard it yesterday. I hope not. Okay. Well, how about this? Think about when Nate Eaton interviewed those people in Idaho. Nate Eaton said, y'all, I'm sorry, I just took a big shot of some very expensive bourbon and whew. But when he was in Idaho, he sat down with them. But he also said about the interviews, he was talking about, I didn't want them to say anything that would cause an issue. The question is, when Nate did his interview, and you're saying he did the interview with that one juror that's in question, did he warn that juror ahead of time, or did he let it rip? And even if, y'all, the bottom line is Lori got convicted today of the conspiracy to commit murder on Charles Vallow. Whether something happened after the fact, that a juror was stupid or whatever, y'all, we got to embrace the conviction. Even if it's thrown out, if an appeals court throws it out, Do you think this woman is not going to get convicted in Brandon Boudreaux's conspiracy to commit attempted murder? And I promise you this, Idaho and Arizona work together. The law enforcement, detectives, investigation, yada, yada, yada. And Arizona is a backstop. Man's law wants to make sure that there's a backstop to keep that damn evil, diabolical woman from ever reaching a successful appeal. She'll never get out of prison. Never. Even if if Charles's case here, this juror did wrong and what would they do? Huh? Stop and think. Look a little ahead. They would order a new trial, and do y'all think she'd have any better results? Maybe next time she'd get an attorney? It don't matter. It does not matter. And maybe by then, the state of Arizona will get their freaking head out their ass about getting admissibility of Charles Vallow's body cam that law enforcement recorded. All this stuff Lori brought out didn't sway the jury, and she got convicted anyway, but she talked about, oh, no gunshot residue. Alex did a walkthrough, but they didn't record it. There were no reports on it. She wanted to put it in the jurors' minds that this was a shitty-ass investigation. And guess what, y'all? It was a shitty-ass investigation until things got freaking real. These law enforcement officials, these detectives, they didn't realize this plan that had been set in motion. And Chad Daybell, in his trial, his attorney, John Pryor, who's one hell of a damn defense attorney, brought out that Chad Daybell never got charged in Arizona. But what did Trina K do? Trina K brought out Lori's lover. She wanted to be with Chad Daybell. And all of this. She didn't do it like Lindsay Blake did it, who opened up the freaking dang slimy ass box that was Lori Daybell about her and Chad's James and Elena story. But what did Trina K say? It's in evidence. You want to go listen to that? Go for it. Trina K kicked ass. She kicked ass, and she did it in such a noble. You know what noble is for Trina K? She wants Lori to get a fair trial. She wants everything on the level. She doesn't want any bullshit. She wants everything to be what it is. And that judge, that damn judge, y'all, I'm telling you, there is no way that this would come back on appeal from the judge's decisions according to rules and procedures. Not at all. If a appeals court looked at the transcript and everything that was done in this trial that resulted in Lori getting convicted of conspiracy to commit murder, they're going to see a judge who actually tried to help her along without giving her legal advice. They're going to see that he told her time and time again, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're going to open up the door. He was once a defense attorney, and the appeals court will look at his resume and his background, and they're going to see that he did a damn good job. Of course, you and I know that Judge Boyce, y'all, Judge Boyce, he is the epitome of integrity, honor, no different than Ray Hermosillo, y'all. Ray Hermosillo deserves all the credit in the world, and so does Judge Boyce. And I'm telling you what, man's law can be cruel, but you just wait until she has to deal with God's law. She's dealing with it right now. CMAC says Arizona looks so inept after doing such a botched job They had to keep the investigation limited. Trina did a great job, and I couldn't agree more with that. C-Mac, great comment. Let me tell y'all something. When I heard, and many of y'all know that on the day they did the medical examiner and all that, and they had to show those pictures, which none of us would have seen anyway, but just the thought that Kay was in there in the courtroom having to see her dead brother, and what Lori and Alex and Chad did to him. When they put trajectory, actual plastic rods that we didn't get to see, and the only reason I wanted to see that is because I wanted to really understand, and I think Charles would want anyone to understand truth, because Charles Vallow was about truth. Charles Vallow is still about truth, y'all. Let me repeat that. Charles Vallow is still about truth. She said she is God's favorite, says Pamela McCarthy. I think she was playing around with that. That's how she wanted people to think that. But when she goes on, and I will never forget the in-home meeting of Melanie Gibb with Lori first meeting her. She gives her testimony. Melanie Gibb is there recording it. In the background, you hear Melanie Gibb having freaking orgasmic laughter because all these people are nut jobs. Lori absolutely abandoned it. She abandoned it, y'all. Her belief system that justified the murders, the fact that her belief system made her into a serial killer. She abandoned it. I think the judge was done with her. She was already bringing up aggravating circumstances. She is a translated being, you know. What a joke. C-Mac, she didn't want to be part of that aggravation phase. She didn't want anyone to get on the stand and say anything negative about her. She couldn't cross-examine. They're just witnesses of the state. She wouldn't have been able to do that. Hey, Vicky McNutt, eventually you're going to catch up to this stream. You say number 1, because I asked everybody to put a 1 in the comment if they wanted me to take this shot. And when you catch up to it, I want you to know that it was a good shot. It felt, pretty good. The flesh is the flesh, blah, blah, blah. CSI Crowdsource Elimination says she didn't want Kay to drive the nail in her coffin. Y'all, think about your brilliance. Think about the things that you have shared with me. Oh, my Lord. Vicky McNutt says, okay, Jay, you're so funny. Look at this face. Don't you think your girlfriend is hot like me? Don't you think your girlfriend is a freak like me? Don't ya? Oh, that's right, Hawkeyes. Kay Woodcock is a rock star. But I'll tell you someone else who's a rock star. Cresha K. Easton of Difficult Research. That's Kay Woodcock's daughter. And I hope you will go and subscribe to her. You might absolutely learn something. No damn, you know it. Carrie Ann says, you always crack me up. Well, Carrie Ann, you can't recognize something that you don't know nothing about. Maybe you crack me up. Fancy Nancy says, KJ, I love you to pieces. Well, I love you to pieces. And I'll tell y'all what. After all this is said and done, I've talked to Wayne. Y'all, here it is. The Rays and I and others, but specifically the Rays. I'm going to have like some people into my hometown. I'm going to put them up in hotels, give them their space. But we're going to get together a few hours for the weekend. We're going to have fun. We're going to eat good food. We're going to have good drink. And we are going to talk about things that really do matter. Like what we've been studying for over 5 years, y'all. Justice. Justice through understanding. And there are going to be people that are going to visit the state of Tennessee. And they're coming to KJ's home. And I'm going to welcome them in. And we're going to talk about it. And it's going to be shared with the world. Free of charge. Free of charge. Oh, yeah, I know, YouTube. They got to run their stupid ass ads so they can get, well, she's going to use our platform. We got to make some money off this shit. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with it. Nothing. Nada. I'm just here. C-Mac says, say that, KJ. Life, love, peace, and justice. Carrie Ann, Mr. Wayne and I have always extended an invitation to Cresha and Jason and their whole family. They could bring everyone and their mama. I don't care. They could bring them all. I even said that, we could have a beautiful wedding for Cresha and Jason. I'm talking about a freaking 4-layer wedding cake with buttercups down the whole edge of it. Perfect synchronicity. Y'all, I'm telling you. We're talking about once in a lifetime, y'all. Once in a lifetime. Once in your life, you find out someone who turns your whole world around. You better listen. It's so cool. Y'all remember that song? If you get caught between the dude and New York City. Zenaida Rivera says, KJ, please don't forget to be you. I am me. Zenaida? What? Did you get some picture of what you thought I was? And because I'm here, there, everywhere, that I'm not being who you thought I was? Folks, we've all run into that. Where we had an impression, or we had, reliability that other people were going to be the way they were. Folks, we're talking about human behavior. Human behavior. Does anyone got a freaking damn monopoly on that shit? Will they please let me know so I can learn? Kathy says, that would be awesome, but to be honest, I'm selfish, and when Tom and I come, I want KJ and Wayne all to myself. Girl, all you have to do is send me a text message. Just tell me where you want to stay. We will have you about 15 minutes from the house, or you could sleep in our spare bedroom with this damn, y'all, I've got this beautiful piece of work of art over the bed. It's mounted on the wall on the back of the bed. It's got the Tennessee wooden emblem. You've got 100-year-old wood on the wall, y'all. I'm talking about pioneer shit. Oh, Kathy. We have entertained people from Italy, because we had a foreign exchange student. We've taken them to the best moonshine, the most beautiful waterfalls, done all these beautiful things, and it was personal and it was real. It's like, here you go. I care about you, and I'm going to show you all about Tennessee. What I see in Tennessee. I've lived here all my life. And I'm going to tell you what, I will absolutely spare no expense with not even want nothing in return no matter what. Think about Tennessee, y'all. Think about it. Hawkeye says, sounds beautiful. Let me tell you what, Hawkeyes. OKJ's favorite pastime is to walk down creek beds, whether they've got water in them or not. I love to collect rocks. Rocks are all over my house and my windowsills. My children have given me rocks that were special that they was like, here, Mommy. Y'all, I'm telling you, where I live, it's a beautiful place. And God Almighty is real. And in my heart of heart, y'all, I'm just going to say this. Beware. Beware on the media influence and all of that. Beware. That's what I feel. And I'll always have a serious privacy issue. But I'm generous, I'm caring, and I love people. And I've been thinking about this for a long time, y'all. I don't know what's going to happen. After Donna Adelson, I think about what happened to Candace and my friend Jenny. And how they had to leave because people were threatening their jobs, saying they were going to call their employers. Well, nobody can do that to me. But I'm like, is it worth it? And it's damn worth it for all the people that actually care, that are willing to share themselves with me. That's what's worth it. Evan Hill says, are there any spooky critters in Tennessee? Dogman, Bigfoot, Frogman, etc. Peace and love, says Evan Hill. Well, how about this, Evan? There's the Bell Witch Cave. And there's the Bell Witch Farm in Adams, Tennessee. And that's about a 25 to 30 minute drive from my hometown. And I don't live in my hometown, but I'm not going to give too much of my information. But when we were kids, my father used to load us up and give us a hayride. We'd go to Adams on the back roads, and he would tell us stories about the Bell Witch. So why don't you really get filled in and Google the Bell Witch of Adams, Tennessee? Then you're going to know. Then you're gonna know. There ain't no damn crazy ass Bigfoots in Tennessee. There's just a bunch of freaking grizzly bears and freaking black bears. Fox, deer, cougar. There are cougars that have come out west, y'all. Coyote. You better check it out. Pamela McCarthy says, my daughter and family live in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Is that which place near there? Well, all you have to do, Pamela, is Google it. But I think Hendersonville is a little more of a distance away from my hometown, and I don't live in my hometown. I'm not going to tell you my hometown. But there are people that are actively right now trying to find out who KJ and the Ray is. Y'all, I'm not lying to you. I've been getting people that's been telling me stuff on the comments. What the hell? I'm nobody. Why can't people just leave me the freak alone? I'm here. I'm here for justice through understanding. That's what I'm here for. Stephen Moore says, big shout out from London. And Stephen, I have been to London. I stayed in London when my brother brought me over. He was in the Air Force. He was stationed north of London there at Menwith Hill Air Force Base. And we spent some time up there. And then we went down to the south to Stonehenge. But we stayed in London a couple of days. And I'm going to tell you what, Stephen, what the hell? Why is your food so damn bland? And why is people laughing at me when I say there's a such thing as sun tea? Where you put the tea bags in a big jug and put it out in the sun. They're all laughing at my ass, saying there's no such thing as sun tea. And there are many people on this chat that do enjoy some sun tea. Stephen, get the hell out of London. They ain't got enough sunshine there. That's why they got the London Fall apparel line. I've been to Buckingham Palace. I've been to Big Ben. Oh my God, I've been to all these damn pubs and drank their damn draft beer. Draft beer that's darker than the damn soil here in Tennessee, by the way. That's some good damn beer, by the way. They got freaking 14 and 15-year-olds in pubs in London right now. They don't damn... This is a way of life for these people. And none of them are alcoholic at all. They just drink. It's crazy. I'm like, God, I'm madder than hell at these people. Norma Guerrero says, I love sun tea. Kathy says, chicken is pretty delish, and so are Maltesers and Walker's toffee. Kathy says, I had my first shandy in England. It was pretty tasty. Well, I'll tell you what, they don't know what the hell a biscuit is in damn London. A biscuit to them is a freaking cracker. Man, I'm talking about a big, fluffy, homemade buttermilk biscuit with freaking either chocolate sauce or white gravy or sawmill gravy. I'm telling you, y'all. Emma Lombardo says, hee hee, what's y'all's favorite takeout? I love Chinese food. I love I love all that. I love to take sweet and sour pork without putting the sweet and sour on it, just the fried chicken there that you're supposed to put the sweet and sour on. And I love to dip it in freaking damn soy sauce. I love salt. I'll eat the shit out of sauce. I love salt. I love grease. I love bacon. I love ham. I love steak. I love all those juicy things. Kathy says, we're going to find a Wendy's when we go see KJ so she can have a Frosty and fries. Ain't no damn way. No damn way, Kathy Mama Bear. You think OKJ's going to put a freaking fried french fry into a freaking piece of ice cream? Yeah, I do it about 30 years ago when I was pregnant. In fact, my second pregnancy, I used to love vanilla ice cream sprinkled with bacon bits. I shared it. I shared it. No more favorite foods, Lori. It's slop from here on out, y'all. Think about this. Stop and think. She's got to get through Brandon Boudreaux's trial, which means she's staying in Maricopa County Jail there. And then that judge there, he talked about 30 days out from a conviction. I hope they keep her in Arizona longer. And give the victim's family members time. Give them a whole month to get their whatever they want to say, and I can't wait. And I'm just going to say this, and y'all, I want to put it on the record. This is your chance, Cresha K. Your uncle meant so much to you. Your uncle loved you, Cresha. You allowed OKJ to wear his leather jacket. It's on one of your videos. And I'm just telling you, Kresha, you should turn a letter into the judge, whether you can be in Arizona or not. Please do that, Kresha. It will help with all of the trauma and all the things that will help you be more of a woman than you already are. Shouldn't that be the goal? To be better every day in the right ways? NF Mom says I can't get a chicken biscuit in Wyoming, Utah, or Idaho to save my life. All right, let me say this, y'all. I'm ready to do another shot because I already promised the raise I was gonna do it. Let me smoke this cigarette while I'm doing it. All right. And by the way, anyone think that old KJ just has this much 12-year-old bourbon left? Let me tell you what, I've got a freaking damn cellar. I didn't want to share it, but I have to. I've got a cellar of really nice wine, Zinfandel. Oh, I like the whites, but I like the reds, as long as they're not too woody. I love dessert wine. I love blackberry wine. I love possum wine. But let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. Pamela says, yay! I will smoke one with you. Kathy says, sorry, ladies, but I can't keep my eyes open. Kathy Mama Bear is the ultimate mod, but I'm asking all the other mods to please just delete all these crazy-ass trolls. Huckleberry wine, says NF Mom. Kathy Barella, I don't get into fruity drinks. They give me heartburn. But I love the taste of them, but they just don't sit right with me. Fancy Nancy says, Kathy, we got KJ covered. Go rest. I'm not far behind. Thank y'all so much for all the mods on here. Okay, here we go, y'all. Ready? I'm going to do it again. Now, I'm going to ask you who should I propose the toast to on this right here. Okay? Now, there it is. All right. I'm waiting. I want to see what y'all got to say. Who should I propose a toast to? Tell me who you think I should propose a toast to. I'm waiting. I don't have to talk. Kathy Barilla says the jurors. Terry's Journey to Heal says Kay. Marilyn says cheers, KJ. Kay and Larry. Charles says Tara J. Justice says just me. Kay and Larry says Big Jam Quilter. Oh, I love y'all. Tylee's grandparents says Terry's Journey to Heal. Propose a toast to Nancy Joe, says C-Mac. Trina K, Trina, Charles. Donna says Charles and the jurors. The judges. The judge. Well, they were the judges, wasn't they? The jurors. Trina K says Marilyn. The whole family, says NF Mom. I'll do that. NF Mom kind of sums it up. The whole family. Because just as we've learned in the crime genre community, that these prosecutors, they get intimately involved in terms of what they know about these victims' family members. You ready, y'all? The whole family. The whole family. Y'all, I'm going to do it right now. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to propose a toast to the family. But I'm doing it because that's all I can do. I mean, I could do other things, but what I'm talking about here is I want to respect and honor the family. And I'm going to do it. Here we go, y'all. Cheers, says just me. I'm going to do it. Y'all know this is going to hurt. No more clothes variation, Lori. Gotta learn to love that prison laundry stench. Wretch, says Canyon Jam. C-Mac, the only reason that you think that I am real, that I'm a real one, is because you understand and know what that is. And guess what? You're the real one. Think about that. You can't see something that you've never seen before. And you see that in yourself. And it's so much more than what you're seeing on social media. You are so much more than anything that will be said on social media. Please understand that. To all of you, no matter what you watch on social media, you will always be more than that. You will always be you. You being the only you that you're ever going to be. Terry's Journey to Heal. When you have in your YouTube name, Heal, I'm not wearing a hat, but if I was, I'd take that hat off. Sandra Oogie, XOXO says, cheers, KJ. C-Mac says, thank you, KJ. Stacy Santa Maria says, justice. We got justice today, y'all. We got justice. And Lori thought that she had a win, not in the fact that she got convicted. She thought she won not having to go through the aggravation phase to hear the two witnesses. One that would talk about the gun and the danger of it and the accomplice, and also what? The damage that was caused to the family emotionally, physically, and financially, the victim and the victim's family member. Who would that have been that would get on that stand? It would have had to be Kay Woodcock. I don't know who else could have said that. And that would have been part of the aggravation phase. Y'all, there were two witnesses from the state that should have testified, but Lori chickened out. She wants to leave it like it is, but she don't realize when she stipulated and had to say yes, absolutely. She confessed. But make no mistake, Lori doesn't see it as confession. Lori doesn't see it as confession. She just sees it as a quick resolution away from something that she can't control. Pure and simple. No more freedom, Lori. And just think, nobody violated any of your rights in removing this from you. No more freedom, Lori. Let it sink in. Guilty again, says Canyon Jam. And I want y'all to know that you are awesome. You have helped along in Cresha's fight to get whatever it is that Cresha needs to heal, to be honored, to be understood. We're going to go into this next phase of Brandon Boudreaux, and I'm going to repeat it. She's going to plead guilty. She's not going to go there. She does not want people to see in open court. Her and Chad walking into the storage unit with him slapping her on her ass. Okay? She's just not going to do it. She stipulated some serious shit. And the judge even said, do you understand what this means and all of this? She understood. She got her ass stomped today. You know what? She got her ass stomped by one word. Truth. Truth. The truth nailed her ass to the wall. Nailed it. So, with that being said, I'm going to do a toast to everything turning out the way it should turn out. And it has. And if people want to get worried about, oh, this juror said this and that, and what about her appeal and all this and that, that's on them. I'm done with the hussy. I thought I was done with her back when she got convicted in Idaho. But when she decided to represent herself, you know I had to go along. You know I had to go along. You know why? Justice through understanding means a lot of things to a lot of different people. And it's not for me to define it. All I can do is demonstrate who I am. It ain't enough. It's never going to be enough. There are people out here that do what they do, and people are like fly the shit to it. I don't care. I don't care. What I do care about are people that do really, sincerely want to get justice through understanding. So here we go. You would think after all these freaking years that I could get used to that. Sis, you should have been a detective, says the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Well, there you go, y'all. There you go. Fig Jam Quilter says, yes, yes, it's a perfect ending. Now justice for Brandon. Hopefully a few more people will be held accountable, and they won't. They won't. Here's the bottom line. I hope something's learned with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I mean, if they don't see a pattern here, they better damn wake the hell up. That's all I got to say. You should drink brandy. It's much smoother, but still plenty of alcohol, says Chief Kitten Mittens. Well, I don't like brandy. I've tried it. I don't even much care for bourbon. I like good damn Tennessee whiskey. Grandma Snark says, I cannot remember when or from whom, but heard that the inmates cheer and clap for her when she comes back from court. They seem to have gotten charmed and led on by Nonchilada. I'm sorry, I didn't say that right. I'm sorry, y'all. I've had a long day. Well, Grandma Snark. You know why they're cheering her? Because they think she's going to give them something. She's locked down 23 out of 24 hours a day. So what can she do in that 1 hour? I don't know. Karen Lee Holland says Maker's Mark. Well, Karen Lee Holland, my father died at 54 years of age, which that's the age I am right now, of leukemia cancer. And when I was a little girl, he died when I was 10. And I remember this vividly. I walked into the foyer, the hallway, where there was a little, like a coffee table desk thing, and there was a mirror above it. And I opened up the drawer, and it was kind of like a dark foyer. I was just a little 10-year-old little girl, and I opened it up, and there was a glass bottle of Maker's Mark. It was a flat bottle on its side laying in the drawer. And I looked at it for a second, and then I was startled just briefly. I looked around, and my father went around me, and he shut the drawer. And I said, Daddy, what was that? He said, it's cough medicine. My father told me it was cough medicine. Oh my gosh. Y'all. Really? Karen Lee Holland grew up in Lexington horse country. Well, there you go, y'all. There you go. Fancy Nancy's laughing at me. Sugar Magnolia's laughing at me. I can't believe it, y'all. I can't believe I got online and shot some shots. Well, I'll tell you what, Grandma Snark. Nobody wants to hear it because I love the name Grandma. And then Snark is cute. And I'm not pointing this to you at all, but when you say nonchalant plus enchilada, she can take her freaking enchiladas and shove them so far up her ass that it winks at her. Donna says, what a dang journey we've been on. Sugar Magnolia says, have it, sis. I joined you. Hope Grace, if y'all were here with me, I probably wouldn't let loose so much. That's the way I am. I want to see others go beyond me. I don't care about myself in that way, but I love people. And I love the way that people respond in life, even if it doesn't have nothing at all to do with me. Fancy Nancy, if you had a cousin in Tennessee that was Daybell and she was Precious, hey, it ain't got nothing to do with the last name. Canyon Jam, I love you. And all y'all, I'm going to probably walk out here in the yard naked because that's the way I do every now and then because it's at night and there's nobody near me within at least 5 acres. So I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna get in touch with nature. I love the greenery. I love the fact that God has put me where He has. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve where I'm at, y'all. I do not deserve it. But I will tell you this right now before I close. Lori Hussey Daybell was convicted in the conspiracy to commit murder of Charles Vallow. She should have just been convicted of pulling the trigger, as far as I'm concerned. That's the way I see it. She is a freaking damn piece of crap. No way that I will see it any other way. I love you all. I'm going on to a different place, but we will get justice through understanding. And when we get it, we'll want more. Keep on